afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone. I thank Avneet and the team for giving us this opportunity to be part of you in conducting these events. And I think it's going to be quite difficult after Raghupathi sir's speech to follow with its presentation, but anyway, I'll try my best. Though not as tall as him, I'll stand on the podium here. So my passion for steel structures just started during my master's program, where we had Dr. Kalyan Raman teaching us this steel structure. So in the first class, we had this a board as big as this one. So the first class, he took up a chalk and then he started, okay, this is the stress strain curve of steel. And then he drew that stress strain curve of steel throughout the entire length of the board. And then he drew the stress strain steel of concrete. And he said, see how superior the steel is. So by these unique methods of teaching, you get inspired and your career also gets shifted to along the thoughts he's having. So that's about my introduction here. And so the speech that I would give about here, the sum up is here. Briefly, I'll just give an introduction of Tata Steel. And then the inspiration from nature is the theme that we are going to use for the products that we are going to promote from here onwards. And then about Tata Structura and the products that are going to be yet to be launched from us. So about Tata Steel, many of us would know about Tata Steel as a 100-year-old company and been owned by the Tatas for so long time. But seldom do we know what was the starting point, what was the genesis of this great company. So, and speaking of which, here's this man, a stranger in a garb, is how Charles Perrin, the metallurgist, is describing this person. I'd like you to read. I'll hang on for a few minutes in the slides so that you can read on this quote. So the stranger, he's a businessman, a commodity trader. Okay, so it's quite new to him to get into something technological of manufacturing or creating an industrial revolution, starting an industrial revolution in India. So this person goes there to visit Mr. Charles Perrin, who's a metallurgist, to find something which he didn't know whether it was possible to do in India at all. So it takes a risk and goes there, where in an era where we were still under the British rule and we didn't have much of freedom. So it's his guts and his passion to build up a steel industry, to develop the country, to give to the country what is most necessary element for development, that drove this such a big institution. And that's the reason why the company had probably survived such a long era and probably the years to come too. So hats off to the person, Mr. Jamshedji Tata, for starting up this wonderful firm. And about Tata Steel as such, it was started by his son, Mr. Dorabji Tata, and probably one of the very few companies which have won the Deming Prize award outside Japan. And we have declared most ethical company by this Ethisphere Institute, having a turnover of close to 41,000 crores, and the capacity of 27 million tons overall, the 9.7 million tons in India itself. So after this Kalinganagar project that's coming up in Orissa, we'll be adding another 2 million tons, aiding in the development of the country in whatever possible way we can. And some of the achievements is like the acquisitions of Nat Steel and Chorus. Okay, so the range of products that we do are here. So I'm here from the tubes division as such, talking about Tata Structura, the structural product that we do in Tata Steel. So we do even conveyance tubes, which transports waters, and precision tubes, which goes into this automobile sectors, and of course this Tata Structura. So again, coming back to the theme that we are going to choose to promote the product is using nature. So here's a fashion designer, a famous fashion designer who had given a very powerful quote. There's no better designer than nature in itself. So if you look at things, people or eminent architects, probably some of you here also would have gone over and seen how nature has evolved over the period of time, and also have used those particular elements in your designs. And one such thing is living organisms, or the particular bacteria that some of the companies in the Silicon Valley, they are using this particular, they're following this bacteria, its growth and how it lives, how it thrives. That particular system, they are putting it even in business, in as abstract thing as a business case also, they are using this nature as an inspiration. Now, obviously, everyone must have been knowing about this structure, built by Herzog and de Meuron, the bird's nest. The structural steel, again, is being outside. It's cleverly been crafted such a way that it doesn't allow direct sunlight or water to pass through, and but still retain the ventilation systems, and provides us also a very good inspirational project for the entire country. Like whenever you associate with China, you talk about this bird's nest. That's how iconic it has become. Then the Nike shoes grooves for Gore-Tex. Gore-Tex grooves is what they call. So that one was developed from mountain goats' hooves. They've studied this, and that's how they came up with the pattern for Nike shoes. And few more inspirations from nature are like once Dr. René Lamech, he observed a child observing sound through a hollow stick. So that he started using as a stethoscope, and now that's what we have here, a more advanced version of stethoscope. And the inspiration from nature is someone had found out that the hooves in the hooves in these birds, they just stuck to clothes. So they had used that concept to invent something like a Velcro. And then we have the architect John Utzon develop the famous opera house from cut oranges that he had for lunch. And again, for the suspension towers, we had the IVs, giving an idea of how we can build a suspension bridges. And finally, the Wright brothers. The Wright brothers, they had got this inspiration from birds, and while many of the other technical, more able people were trying to invent an aircraft, they were going for more powerful engines, whereas Wright brothers, they observed the flight of birds. They found out that if at all you want to fly anything, you have to be in control of it. So they chose control over power, whereas when others were going for more powerful engines, they went for control, and that's why they were able to succeed, and the inspiration did a lot of wonders to them. So though not technically qualified, though when other technical people were trying to get something or build an aeroplane, they were very successful in doing it. So something similar happened in our story also here. So we don't know how the hollow sections really, who invented it for structural purposes. We really don't know. But the story goes like this way. During this 1970s, we found that some of the local fabricators, they were using our conveyance tubes. The conveyance tubes were supposed to use for only transporting water. They were using that to build trusses. Probably they got inspired from bamboo sticks, trusses built using bamboos. So we found that most of the conveyance tubes that we were selling were going into structural purpose. So we thought, okay, why not we make the hollow sections ourselves? So that's how we started making these hollow sections during the 1980s, and got it branded as Tata Structura during 2000. So that's a range of hollow sections that we manufacture. So we just slightly tweaked their way of using it by just not supplying hollow circular sections, but we went on to make even rectangular and square sections, and the size ranges are mentioned here. So the new addition that we are going to make here is the 355 grade steel. This is now commercially being available, and you can start using it in your designs. So probably the first time in India, the tubes might be supplied in hollow structural steel. So I'd like to talk about the applications of Tata Structura. There's a wide range of applications, and both in commercial, residential, and industrial purposes. There are a lot of applications which, as architects and engineers, you might be finding in future also. So this is how the transformation has happened. I mean, that's how the old airport looked like. So now, because of the aid of new thinking, new ways of coming up with solutions and new designs created by architects and engineers, and aided with a good supply of products, we were able to change the face of the infrastructure and redefine ourselves. Again, the Mumbai Chhatrapati Shivaji Airport terminus just gives a new face to the country. And so this, when I was staying in Navi Mumbai, I used to travel by local train. So every time I used to pass through this stretch of stations, I used to crane my neck over the train and look at all the structures. It's not just one structure, but like structures like Koparkane, Rabale, all these stretchers have very beautiful platform sheds. So all this has been possible because of the thought process of good architects, structural engineers, and aided by good supply of materials. And it all adds up as a source of inspiration to the people. People just get inspired by looking at the structure. So it's not just about one project or a project by project basis. We'll have to also see about the impact that it's going to have on the rest of the country or the rest of the young people or the population, how it's going to change their thought process and their thinking. So here's a beautiful concept where the crust and the truss have been used as intelligently to span over a long span. It's not just they have not used a plain truss, but brilliantly formed idea here. And then, that photo just looks, it's not in India, but it's still in India and Navi Mumbai. That's a Raghuleela Mall, and it adds more, the aesthetic appeal adds more value to the commercial space over there. And then this is a foot-over bridge in Dispur in Assam. And again, all the skywalks have been done using these hollow sections in Navi Mumbai. And then this is a growing demand in India, where the solar industry is now picking up. About 100 gigawatts is a plan that's going to come for the next 5 years. So that's 100,000 megawatts, and 1 megawatt is going to be consuming something like 40 tons of steel. So you can imagine the scale of the consumption of steel now in the solar module mounting structures. So we are also trying to get into some of this. So there was about a 10 megawatt project in near Trichy and 3 megawatt in near Naumondi. So we had given some designs for that. Then the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, how we had supplied that. Then the long span structures for pre-engineered buildings. Now, pre-engineered buildings need not just look like a very simple I sections over a long span, but you can make it more interesting by making it like such of a lattice structure and span it for, this one particularly spans for about 90 meters in Anandpur. And this is an indoor stadium which is designed by our own structural engineer, Mr. Narendra Kumar, who's here among with us. About an 80 meters. So all these things are the ones which I keep saying about, it's going to inspire the people, the younger generations, to go to the next level. When it's not just going to be in one field that we are going to grow, but we are going to grow even in terms of engineering and civil engineering, structural engineering, and all those things. And again, other household applications where people just innovate. It's not that we go and tell them that, okay, use it here, use it there, but people themselves just identify different uses. So here's a person where they designed a beautiful door using these hollow sections, and then staircases. And there's a window grill that's another person is developing, and then their furnitures and outdoor for furniture they have used this, and then for roof sheds they've built with elegant structures using hollow sections. So so this is where we as a company could be giving you a standard product or a very good product which according to your needs, but it's up to the structural engineers and architects to use it in a more efficient way. So both the products, apart from the YST 310 brochures that you're going to have, there is also a few more developments that's going to come up. And one among them, so from Tata Steel Europe, we could possibly import for you larger sizes. So larger than 250 sizes, we could import and provide. And they've come up with a 420 megapascal yield strength steel. The hollow sections now manufactured by Tata Steel Europe would be having that much of a strength. And yeah, again, that's for the rectangular sections. What are the size ranges? So we can go up to maximum of 600 by 300, 500 by 300. Then in India, we are launching this Structura Vice 355, which you may be finding in back of all the structural steel magazine brochures. So this is again commercially now available for you to be using it. And then we are coming up with the fire resistant grade steel. So this is something which we have been working on for more than a year now. We have now come up, like what Mr. Nirup was talking about. You need to, whenever you are using a structural steel, you have to use incandescent paints to keep it from damage from fire. But what if we give a steel which in itself has inherent properties of resisting fire for some time? So here again we are having this particular grade of steel which would resist fire for half an hour. But now that's what I mentioned in the slide. But right now we can have resist fire for about 2 hours and retaining its yield strength to 30% of its original yield strength. So that gives enough time for people to evacuate and protect life and damage to important properties. So the advantages are mentioned here. So these are some of the samples that we had tested in our laboratories. So we were quite good at achieving the designated fire ratings. And then the yield strength was like well over the target yield strength, and even with a good elongation, we are able to do that. So also we are there is also like something we are also working on something like a corrosion resistant steel. By adding more, by playing with the addition of more copper into the steel, we are trying to develop more varieties of steel there. We are looking at even commercially launching that, and by the onset of Kalinganagar, we are also targeting of using 1000 megapascal yield strength steel. So that's also another project which might come up by end of the financial year, and let's hope it would get commercially launched in the next years to come. So yeah, fine. I'd like to thank you for giving this opportunity, and I'd like to end up by saying that okay, there's always a solution in steel. It's going to be how long structure you want or how tall you structure you want. I believe steel is going to be the answer for those solutions. Thanks.